a terrifying investigation. Tonight, for this terrifying investigation, we are at the old Idaho State Penitentiary in Boise, Idaho. Nestled in the foothills of the east side of Boise, this penitentiary was built over 150 years ago, in operation for 100 years before closing in the 1970s. The team inside of this massive property is inside investigating now, and tonight you're going to join with us on this investigation. We have some of the most iconic murders from Idaho's history that were housed right inside of here. Jamie's grabbing our camera. Perfect. We're going to see her inside. Jamie, say hi.
Hi.
Jamie's going to head in with Jason, who's already investigating. The team will be in there, and you're going to come with us. So, what we have in store for you tonight, there are so many buildings inside. This place is massive. We were here last night and had some of the most chilling activity come through on our spirit box. I can't wait to edit that video and show it to you. But tonight, what we have planned, we're going to start in the Rose Garden, a place that has housed the gallows where several people were executed. We'll talk more about that in just a moment. And then we're going to head to one of the oldest jail cell blocks that was inside of this penitentiary, one where an explosion happened that took out nearly an entire floor. And we're going to go inside of that cell with an exclusive investigation. From there, we're going to head over to the gallows, where Idaho's most famous murderer was hung just inside of here, Raymond Snowden, known as Idaho's Jack the Ripper. We will go to his cell and we will go to the place where he was executed. And finally, to end the investigation, we're going to end up in solitary confinement. I was there last night. It was absolutely terrifying. We're going to take you there with us. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and start. Over where we will home to the initial gallows. Now, these were wooden gallows that would have to be built and then taken back down. The interesting part about that is that the early prisoners here were housed inside of this building, which the top floor, which was death row at the time, overlooked the gallows. So the prisoners who were on death row would see the gallows being built prior to their execution. The gallows then, because of the weather here in Boise, would be taken down and then built again for the next time that a murder or an execution was to take place. 9 separate executions happened in this area that is now a rose garden. While it's still light outside, we want to take you over here. For those Ghost Adventure fans, you may remember from the early seasons, Zach Bagans was out here. Of course, he got all sorts of demons, but did interview someone who caught a glow ball of light filtering through this rose garden. Jason's in action right now, along with Jamie. He has a necrophonic spirit box that he's using with his speaker, so you all will be able to hear. With our team tonight, we have Jason and Jamie. We also have a new DGH member, Nicole, who's going to be here with us. And there she is. Nicole, say hello. Welcome to your first investigation. Now, Nicole has a K2 meter. This detects electromagnetic fields, which, as you may suspect, in the foothills of Boise, there shouldn't be a whole lot of electromagnetic field here. So, Nicole, as this device spikes, it means that something nearby is giving off energy. The thought is that spirits will give off energy. Now, we have to be careful because sometimes things like phones and electronics will do that. So if we do see it spike, it's a sign that perhaps something's going on.
Okay.
Now, there may be times during this investigation that our footage may be a little bit spotty. I did test the internet yesterday. For the most part, it should be pretty good.
Someone say I see you.
There's Jason. Starting live.
Yes?
Thank you.
Can you see us here? We've got Chad who just joined us.
Hello.
You said you can see us.
Now Jason here has a speaker there,
What's your name?
and then the Necrophonics app on his phone there. Sounded like a whisper almost.
That was a whisper.
Is that the same person that said I see you? Just whispered?
It's another whisper.
We couldn't quite tell what you said. Here? You're here?
We trade you, Jamie.
Can you tell us your name?
Yeah. Can you just set that up?
Greg.
It sounded like Greg.
Is there a Greg here?
Here? Is that a here?
So we think we're talking with a Greg.
Whoa.
What?
There's just a scary whisper.
So Greg, just to confirm you're here, we've got another device. Can you come touch that green light? Just so we can confirm you're here with us?
Okay. Did you hear that?
I heard that too.
Go touch that green light for us. All you have to do is get near to it and it should turn to yellow or red or orange.
Yeah, it did.
You don't want to go touch that green light, just tell us no.
Wow.
It's going to yellow. Thank you, Greg, or whoever's doing that.
Now I'm 5 or 6 feet away from that. Is there any chance that's me?
Maybe back up and see if.
Let me take your walkie.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it?
Maybe back away now and see.
Okay.
No, that's not. It's only green now.
I'll stay back here. Let's make sure that's not me. But if someone did touch that, can you go do it again, please?
So we just want to confirm you're here. Can you go touch that green light again?
So many whispers. Yeah. Now, Jason, of note, we are hearing some women's voices. There were women housed early on in this block here.
All right. Well, it doesn't seem like you want to touch that green light, which is just fine. You don't have to do that. Can you tell us your name? Just go to one of those black boxes and speak your name into it.
So we do have a comment here from YouTube. Brian, we are in Boise. The sun's about to go down, and so it will be dark here in just about an hour. But we are in fact live today. What's the date today? 27th?
27th, yeah.
27th of April. And what time do we got?
It's
A little after 8.
What time is it?
8:11.
8:11 p.m. Mountain Time. So we got just a little bit longer, Brian, but definitely live.
Sounds like there might be a woman trying to talk to us. We know women were housed here.
We've seen before photos of balls of energy, and we would love if you're able to manifest as that energy now, we would love to see it. Do you have the ability to do that? Sounded like someone
Like a
think.
hot ball energy coming in.
Chad, do you want this screen? Should I bring it?
Not.
We haven't heard the women's voices much.
No, it did.
Oh,
It did seem to go quiet. There was a whisper.
there's the woman's voice.
You know, we've talked about this several times that the apps that we have, especially spirit boxes, we're highly skeptical of. So we want responses to be very timely, very appropriate, and reproducible. To me, in particular, as an investigator, it is notable when we get periods of dead time, because just like we're talking to anyone through conversation, you know, there may be periods of time they walk away, they leave, their energy, maybe they can't stay here all the time. So that is notable. Let us know what you think about these spirit boxes. Go ahead and leave a comment below.
Do you want me to change spirit box apps?
I think the app is okay to leave on. Now, is that because so we are getting more hits again there, but I just wonder if it's me. I think that's me.
I think that's you.
So I say
Why don't
that
you go over here
that's
and
debunked.
Get about as close. See, now it's going as you're walking by.
See, I think that's entirely me.
Now it's off.
So I think we can debunk that,
Now
or at least. So we're looking at activity on the K2. We're trying to determine if it's my phone from it. It's got to be. Yeah, so that's not paranormal. We're going to give you just another minute or two to communicate with us while we admire really what's still preserved here by the state of Idaho as a historical building, as this beautiful green area and rose garden. These roses just about starting to take off, as you can see there.
We're going to try a different program.
Oh, there goes the K2. Whoa, that was an odd sound.
Yeah, change program.
Hey, Jason, one other thing. Put your phone on airplane mode if you can. Oh, no, I guess you won't be able to Bluetooth.
We'll do Bluetooth on.
I don't think it will if you're on airplane mode. Okay, we'll give it just another minute or two and then we'll move on.
If we're going to try a different program, so pick you up better. And I'm going to move this box with the green light.
For the big lead,
The big lead.
players.
You move this out here so we know it's not our other.
So for those of you watching at home, a little bit more about the penitentiary. The inmates here actually built these walls that go 16 to 18 feet high, 2 to 3 feet deep, and certainly several feet wide in order to keep out the prisoners. Multiple riots, multiple escape attempts over the years, and the inmates would oftentimes head to the foothills that you can see just over the wall. Many successful, some of which were eventually captured and brought back here.
Touch that green light. See if you can make it turn to orange.
There were additional
We're talking to the
cell houses that were added over time. We'll show you some of those here coming up to house more inmates until it was ultimately shut down in the 1970s. you thinking here, Jason?
I'm not seeing, I mean, we have those whispers, but
Right.
not getting a lot of other activity. I think K2 was the phones.
I think so too.
If someone's here, go touch that green light or we're going to have to go somewhere else. If you want to communicate, we need to know that you're here.
Sorry.
Classic. This is a classic bit. The classic walkie-talkie, terrifying someone.
Seriously.
So we've got Sarah at command center.
I think it was 10 o'clock, wasn't it? Or the women's cell was 10 o'clock. I don't know about
The
that.
men did get put in at 8 o'clock, I believe. So we are coming up. I guess we're just past that time now. So
Are there any
guys,
guards here?
yeah, if we don't get any answers now, let's go ahead and move on to cell block 3.
If there's any guards, prisoners, other visitors?
You got just a few seconds and we're going to move on.
If you can,
Well, guys, I say we move on. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you. We're still going to be on the premises. If you want to communicate with us, you can follow us and communicate
Absolutely.
at another point.
So what we're going to do now, the team's going to pack up. We are going to move over to cell block 3. Now, cell block 3 is one of the earlier cell blocks that was built. Now, the cell that we have chosen is a special one and one that is typically locked off to the public for tours. Now, with the Idaho State Penitentiary, you are welcome to tour this during the day. Very cheap admission, and it goes to help with preservation of the area. Fantastic tours, and even self-guided. You can add just a couple of extra dollars and get a roughly 1 hour tour from one of the historians here. But going to cell block 3 is we have this place rented out to ourselves tonight. We're going to go up to the top floor. Now, very interesting history here that we just learned about. One of the inmates in cell block 3 had a strong disliking for another. It happens. We're in a prison. This prisoner got a flammable liquid, put this flammable liquid in the toilet of the cell of the inmate that he had a rival against. His goal is that it would explode and kill his rival inmate. It definitely exploded. It did not end up killing the inmate as he wasn't in his cell at the time. But as you will see, the entire cell is completely scorched. Reports here from this cell is that there's just very odd energy that occurs inside of this cell. From one of our docents who's a volunteer here tonight has said that she has heard footsteps when she closes up at night, running up above when she's on the main floor here. And at times we'll even hear footsteps just behind her as she goes through here. There might be times as we head in to this block where the coverage gets spotty. We're going to try and move slowly. There will be an echo inside of here. So what we are going to do is set up our devices that have electromagnetic field and can be more of a visual experience for you. And we also have a thermal FLIR that will be able to show any activity as well. The FLIR, I'll say this just briefly, is a device that was recommended by you, our listeners. You wanted more devices that were not paranormal in nature, that could detect anomalies in our environment, and we listened. I immediately purchased one. We're going to use it here today. Do we know anyone pre-investigations that have history with any of the inmates? Jen Nichols, great question. Not that I am aware of with the inmates. The last inmate here was in 71 or 72. So that time frame before they got moved is a little extended now, but not that I'm aware of. A fantastic question. For those of you viewers who are here at home, please feel free to put in any questions or comments that you have. Let me show you the outside of this building. Not small. Here's where we are in comparison. to these other buildings just to give you perspective of the size of this massive location that the DGH team is investigating. Let's go ahead and go inside. So Jamie, when we go up here, can I have you set up the FLIR on the iPad, the thermal?
Okay,
It should be just right upstairs.
sure, we get it there.
Great point. I got lost in here. Follow us.
Okay.
The stairwell's in here. Jason's upstairs investigating. Let's get our light on. Sounds good. The lights are off in here. It is creepy. Nope, and I already misstepped. And actually, I went the wrong way. It is confusing. I went the wrong way. We got to go back down.
Okay.
I apologize. Yes, we have to go to.
This silver?
Yes.
This is creepy.
The creep level is super high. Jamie, I'll let you get a few steps above so we don't give people a butt shot. Yes, if you're able to right there, you're gonna go up above. You can see, let me give you guys a shot of what we're dealing with. You can see all the jail cells. Let's go ahead and make our way to the top. Okay. This location, guys, it is creepy. Creepy. We mentioned that there were riots at times. And this is one of the cells that definitely got graffitied and wrecked through some of the riots. You may see some graffiti on the wall or some choice of wording that we may not necessarily want to show you.
Whoever it might be.
This way, I think.
Who's gonna catch that right there?
Okay, so Jamie and I are lost. Can you get in right there?
Right here? No?
Okay, so we need to get into that stairwell. I'm sorry, guys. So let's go down here.
Oh, man.
As you can see, they wanted to make sure that security had different entrances than the prisoners. Oh my gosh.
I'll do it.
I tell you what, these other shows may tell you that they're in a paranormal lockdown. No, we are literally locked inside of here. Do you? Oh gosh, Jason's picking up SOS figures inside. Jamie, come down. Jamie, come down. Follow me. Did we lose Nicole?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was, oh, I see.
Okay, here we go.
Nicole's
There's
with me.
Okay, so we're just about to enter this area. How are you ladies doing?
We're good. We're standing by with some history and information in case you guys get lost on the feed.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so now we've got Jason. We should be good for
Touch that red light for us.
Okay, I'll have you go set up that FLIR. Jason, we'll have Jamie set up that FLIR. Okay, so what we've got here, let me just show people the inside of here.
So I've got the REM pod in there.
And you can see just how charred and burned everything is. We asked our docent, and this is as is from the explosion. You can see on the outside that there are still burn marks throughout. It's burned. Look how far this explosion just wrecked the inside of this building. Right here, Jamie. Okay, so I'm going to set up the camera now.
Do we know what that?
So we're gonna set this up. Jason, you can keep talking. You said you had SOS?
I was just joking. I can see you guys.
Oh, I see.
Although, I don't know what that.
I think it's perhaps picking up a little bit higher. A
Can
little bit higher, Jason.
you see that?
Yeah, so we're picking up.
It might be the toilet.
We've got a message on here. How much would it take for you to lick the side of that wall? Tim, thanks for the comment. I'd certainly be happy to make a wager with you on that one.
Chad, we're getting another figure to the left.
Yes, we
It's
are.
not consistent.
Is it picking up one of our shadows, perhaps?
I don't think our shadows would be.
Perfect.
Do you want me to go in there?
Let's get you in there.
Okay.
See there?
Okay, hang on just a second, Jason. Let's put Jamie in there. Just duck underneath.
I swear if you guys close these doors, it will not be funny.
Okay, perfect. Jamie has our FLIR camera set up. There. And then Jason, you're still welcome to use that SLS if you want.
Okay. You got the speaker right there.
Okay, thank you. But not set up to anything, correct?
No, it's not.
Okay. So we understand that there was an inmate who blew up this cell. If there's anyone here who is associated with that explosion, can you make your presence known? If you're able to see us, we have some purple lights out here that can detect your energy. We have a red light in the center of the cell. If you go up and touch it, you'll be able to communicate with us. Or we have Jamie on the inside. You're welcome to go up and touch her, make her a believer.
Thanks, Chad.
If there's anyone inside of this cell, please make a noise.
That was my stomach.
Okay, good call. We need all inmates in their cells. That was odd, Jamie. That blip on the flare.
What that?
And it just the whole screen flashed just for a second. We'll see if it does it again. If someone's in the cell, can you use energy from any of these devices to show yourself? So far, quiet in here.
And I don't know if you mentioned, even though there was the explosion, I don't think anyone was injured by it. I
Yeah,
remember it.
yeah.
So there's not necessarily a reason, not that there needs to be.
Right. But we've certainly, it seems like the reports are that people just feel energy in here. Jamie, what type of energy are you feeling in here?
Normal kind.
Can you imagine being locked away in here? I mean, 2 bunks in each of these cells, 2 people, 1 sink and a toilet. Oh,
What?
the tripwire light just went off. Was that for
I
me?
have my phone and my.
Let's,
It's
let me have
supposed to
the
go off. I mean, it's
So phones or walkies won't set it off?
walkies might. Can I have both of you put your phones in airplane mode? But it did, as I was talking about the conditions in here, it went off. Thank you for setting off that light. Were the conditions inside of here pretty miserable? I can't even fathom being locked away in this 6 by 8 foot cell with another person. You detecting any light anomalies on there with the FLIR?
No, just you. I was pointing it that way in case something else was.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this light off, just in case this light, now you can see how dark it is for us. In case this light is scaring you. Please feel free to chat with us or communicate with us if you can. Oh, again. Is it me?
I'm in airplane mode.
And it's not me as I get close to it. I'm sorry for the viewer just seeing me zoom in and out. I want to make sure it's not my camera. And it's
Are you in
not.
airplane mode, Jamie?
Yes.
Any anomalies light-wise, Jamie?
Turning like the screen orange, but I don't know if it's.
Let me get out of your picture. I'll come from this opposite angle to make sure it's not me. Do you hear that?
I hear birds.
Are they birds? I think it's bird. That's a bird. Okay.
Let me throw a K2 out there.
Yeah. Sounds great.
So if there's someone here with us, I'm also going to put, let's see, how can we have you see this chat?
Maybe right here. If you're claustrophobic or afraid of heights, I apologize. That's what inmates would see. Okay, let's do that there. Okay, so let's back off now and let's simply ask more about the conditions for the prisoners. It really, wow, that is just going berserk. Look at the energy there.
Can you back to the back of the cell, Jamie, just to make sure?
And I'll move back as well. So Jamie's all the way in the back. And it's still going.
Red.
There's, I mean, electricity to light bulbs in here, but even the light bulbs are capped.
Maybe
Wow, it's maxed out. I mean, it's at red. Thank you for doing this. Can you make some of these other lights change color as well? Or make a sound?
that's what I still.
Oh, thank God. Thank God. Oh, I hope you could all hear that. Jason, not to tease your stomach, but that was so creepy.
It sounded like a bummer.
Oh, I was ready to jump onto the first floor just to get out of here.
We'll discuss what we had for dinner later.
Oh,
But yes, that was me. I can do both.
I was ready to accept 2 broken femurs. Oh, okay. So whoever's making this change to red, we appreciate it, but we really, really would love to get another sign of your presence. So we are not guards. We do not work for the prison. We are here to document and try to understand the energy that can reside here that's in a world that we can't see.
Think of us as scientists. We're just here to learn. We're not here to punish.
Yeah.
We're not here to.
And you can help us. And if there's a way that we can help you through a message that we can communicate with, we are happy to do so. But we need some other signs that you're here, because if you can see us and hear us right now, we can't see or hear you. Jason, do you have digital audio running?
Yes, it's right.
Perfect. Jason has a device
It's right there.
that you can speak into. We'll be able to hear it afterwards, but we can't hear it now. The device that I'm holding you may not be familiar with. It's a video camera where people from all over the world can watch and see the signs that you give them. So you really have a platform here that is incredibly unique. Whether you were a prisoner here or if you're just energy that's able to come through, now's your time.
One way you can let us know that it's you causing this, can you back away from that green light? Just let it go to a single green. Just back away from it.
Our viewers at home are saying total, Green Mile, Alcatraz vibe. We have Brandy commenting, is that a small orb or reflection? I think it's a reflection from the camera, Brandy. If it's right above my finger right now, I think that's a reflection just from the camera. But great call out. And that's exactly what we love to have from our viewers.
Chad, I maybe want to move the K2 down on the floor off of the metal.
Okay, why don't you go
Release
give that a try?
from somewhere.
Sure.
Okay, whoever's touching that, I'm just gonna move it. You still can use that energy if you
Wow.
just.
Okay, so is that for me moving? Okay, why don't you approach it again and let's just
Okay,
make sure.
I'm not intending any harm. I just want to move this so we can know that it's you. So don't be afraid.
It's dipping again. What?
Okay, let me just take it and I'm going to put it on the ground. Okay,
Touch him. Ask him to touch your hand. See if they'll do it.
I'm going to hold out my hand. Can you, if you want it?
Jamie, any anomalies on the IR?
Okay, I'm just going to move this. I don't intend to hurt you. Just going to move this.
And we're just going to test.
Just going to reset it. I'm going to put it right here. That is on a concrete surface.
It is. But the energy, remember the stories, Jason, that we heard from here.
It went down, it just went down to single green.
There should be no fluctuating energy source that is man-made that's in here.
Yeah, it should be constant, whatever it is.
Wow, it's maxed out at red. Perfect with the reports that we hear about.
Now it's single green.
Wow. Jason, you're going to turn off that speaker.
Don't mind that noise.
And it's still going. People talk about the energy of this cell. Okay. So, guys, let's think about this. We're getting lots of
It's
activity.
single green now. That went single green for a good 5 seconds. You think we should maybe do a spirit box, see if someone's.
Let's see if we can. I think that's a great idea. At this point, I just want to lower this down just a little bit to give you guys a different perspective. And also for viewers at home, please keep an eye on the stairwell behind Jason too. Reports of, at times, like we said, running footsteps up and down this thing. And so if you see something, please let us know. I'm going to try and angle this in a way to give you the best vantage point as you help us. Jason's going to set up his necrophonic spirit box. I don't think that we'll need the external speaker, just the spirit box should be good.
It's quite.
Jamie, how you feeling in there? Okay.
Okay, so whoever's here.
I mean, it's lighting up as you talk. I'm going to move this one more time. Well, let me just prop it up because we can't see it. Just going to move it.
Yeah, I mean, we put it on concrete floor, so it's not.
Okay, go ahead, Jason. Take it away, man.
Okay, so whoever's here, whatever's here, I'm gonna put my phone on the ground. It can pick up your voice, it can amplify it, so we may not be able to hear it now. But if you speak into this, it will amplify your voice, and then we can maybe hear what you want to tell us. So don't be afraid of it. And I have an airplane mode on this.
Perfect. Lower this down just a touch. Sorry, just camera adjustment.
Okay. It went down to single green. So it stayed single grade with the last couple of days, so I don't think that's affecting K2. If there's someone here with us and you want to tell us something, go talk into that phone, that small little black box on the ground.
Wow, multiple voices stacked. I've always thought that if it was just scanning radio waves, you shouldn't have overlapping voices. Sounds like someone's coming through.
Can you tell us your name? If you tell us your name, that's probably the easiest way for us to get a message out.
Okay, so my eyes are starting to play tricks on me just a little bit. Out of the corner of my eye, I could have sworn I saw like a little shadow or something just poke its head out there. It wasn't well defined, and I think it's just my mind playing tricks on me. It's not a set, it's a stairwell back there. It's just for the viewers at home to keep an eye.
Can you tell us your name? That's probably the easiest way for us to know you're here.
What?
What? Your name?
What is your name? Hey, what if we, hey Jason, what if we tried a little bit different tactic? This place, my understanding was women or was men's only. Probably don't see a whole lot of women in here.
Yeah.
Jamie, you feel comfortable asking any questions? Okay. When's the last time that you saw a female in the jail cell? Why were you here in prison? How many years did you serve? See, I swear, like right back there. Is anyone else seeing this at home? Like just out of the corner of my eye. Just let me know if anyone else is seeing anything back there. Why are you in prison? Can you use the energy of our devices to make yourself known here? Boy, sure a lot of voices there. If you make yourself known here, we can show you the way out. Is there anybody here?
Yeah, what if we leave the REM pod out here too?
I like that. Let's give that a try. We'll give this a few more minutes, and if we don't capture anything here, we'll move over to maximum security.
Okay, this is similar to the green light. I'm gonna reset it here.
Jamie, any anomalies there on the flare? Okay.
So what this will do, if someone's here, it will have a red light. You can come up and touch the antenna, and it'll change color and make a noise so that we know that you're here. Let me show you.
Hold on. Did someone hear that? Did you guys move your foot or hear like someone just sit down or something?
No.
No.
No?
No, everyone's saying no.
I heard it sounded like
I heard a nope and a no.
someone was like sitting down or like a foot or setting something down. Anybody at home hear that? Whoa. Say yes.
Is there a woman in here with us?
I'm gonna turn on the light. What? What?
Okay, let me show you how to use this. See how I'm getting close to that antenna? That's all you have to do, just get close to it.
We're gonna back away from it.
You go touch that red light or the antenna by it. Let us know you're here. Just go touch that red light. You can either say your name or touch that red light or the antenna and we'll know you're here. Otherwise, we don't know if anyone's here.
Did you hear like a pipe?
Yeah, back there.
Yeah. Hey, we've heard a couple of things in the last minute. Let's turn off the necrophonics just for a second. In the last minute or two in here, we'll just kind of sit in silence and see what we can hear. Because it really sounds to me like there's something moving around in here. So let's just sit in silence for the next minute and see if we hear anything. Not hearing anything. All right, this is your last chance. Any energy in here that wants to make yourself known, please come do so now. Well, team, yeah. So those of you watching at home, this is what you get to see is part of behind the scenes here with the live stream. Should we plan on heading over to maximum security?
I think so.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and end that digital recorder. Jason, you'll get the REM pod. I'll go ahead and grab this. In maximum security, we're going to plan on having REM pod. We have the tripwire. We still have the FLIR going. Why don't we plan on doing, no, nothing else in there. Why don't we plan on doing an S-Day session and see if we can make direct contact with Idaho's most infamous killer, Raymond Snowden? Does that sound good? Okay. With that, Jason, we're going to need the headset and the spirit box, which I can run back and grab. And then you and Jamie head over to maximum security.
Yeah, I've got that.
Okay. So as we do so, perhaps Sarah back at Command Center, if you're still there, why don't we have you jump on? You have, you got anything you can tell these people about the history of the place while we transition?
I think so. I don't know
Okay.
how interesting it is. So in 1870, the Idaho State Penitentiary was built. However, Idaho was not yet a state. So it was in the Idaho Territory. So it was a territorial prison. In 1871, the prison was completed and it contained 42 cells for prisoners. In 1878, the first conviction and execution happened. In 1885, the youngest inmate was incarcerated. His name was Oscar Baker, and he was 10 years old. And he was incarcerated for manslaughter, but was pardoned less than 1 year later. In 1887, the first female inmate was incarcerated for manslaughter. And in 1890, Idaho became a state. And then in 1894, an administrative building and a wall were completed at the prison. So that's the wall that's, I think they can kind of see behind you. And then a blacksmith shop, a commissary, and a hospital and barber shop were completed in 1895. And then in 1898, they added a dining hall to the prison, which was designed by an inmate. And then in 1899, construction began on cell house number 2. So they were expanding the prison for more prisoners. And then in 1906, female prisoners were moved into the former warden's house in a bid to keep the women and the men separate from one another. And they enclosed the area with a wall to keep them, I guess, further separated. In 1911, cell house number 2 was completed. And then in 1920, a new women's ward was completed. I didn't know where it was. And then in 1923, the cooler was built, which was used to punish inmates. It's just called the cooler. I didn't look into what that was. And in 1928, cell house number 3 was completed by dividing cell house number 2. That was completed in 1911. In 1952, cell house the first major riot at the penitentiary occurred.
I'm on TV.
Let's see, in 1954, maximum security, also known as number 5 house, was constructed, which included a gallows room on the 2nd floor. And then in 1957, Ray Snowden became the last man who was executed at the penitentiary. In 1963, Idaho legislature appropriated funds for a new correctional facility to be built south of Boise. And in 1971, inmates burned down the old hospital in a riot. And then 2 years later, in 1973, there was a very large riot that led to the destruction of the dining hall and the old territorial prison building. And they were the group was outside in that area. So the brick and the limestone of the buildings remained, but everything on the inside and the roof and everything is all burned. And so that sped up, which we learned yesterday from an interview, that moving of the prisoners to the new facility. So by December of 1973, the last of the remaining prisoners were transferred to the new facility. And then a year later, in 1974, the state penitentiary was listed on the National Register of Historic Places for its significance as a territorial prison. So it looks like the prison was around for 104 years, although I think it was saying something about 101 maybe. Anyway, I think that's pretty interesting. They're holding up pretty well considering their age and the fact that a couple of the buildings were burned down. But the grounds are pretty neat, and if you ever do have the chance to come by Boise, Idaho, you should definitely check it out. And I think they're getting set up in their next location. And should be with you guys shortly. So thanks for listening to me ramble.
Okay, so let's go ahead and set some gear. This is the white.
I don't have a set.
Jason, this is all set. We can just slide it underneath, bring in the stove itself. Okay, so we are in maximum security in number 5. This is the jail cell of the infamous Raymond Snowden, imprisoned in 1957 and executed later that year. Idaho's Jack the Ripper, of just a gruesome murder. Now, we were here yesterday and received some spirit box communication from him. We have REM pod, we have the paralamp, and again, this detects fluctuations in magnetic field. We have a digital audio recorder. We've got our K2. Jason, where'd you put that light sensor here? This is, now this here's a motion detector that's from Arizona Research. You wave your hand over the top and it'll light up. So if there's any motion that comes over the top of there, it will go off. Jason, let's put this through. Oh, you did, right through the cell door, which is perfect. And then back here, of course, we have our tripwire leading over to the gallows. One execution in here, it was Raymond Snowden. The noose wasn't tied correctly. It took him 15 to 18 minutes to die. The lever for the door, it drops them straight through there. Okay,
Q2 was a single group.
and we've already got K2 hit. Let me find the best way to get movement here.
There's someone touching that green. Good job. Make it go red. You can touch it. That's what we brought it for. So just to introduce ourselves, I'm Jason. This is Chad. We also have Jamie and Nicole. We're by the door. We're not guards. We're not part of the judiciary. We're not anything to do with the government. We're scientists. We're just trying to better understand how these sorts of things work. If you guys have messages, we're here to try and get that message. So if you have something you want to tell us, if you want to communicate, we want to communicate with you, we want to know more about you, and getting your messages out. So we've got a number of ways to do that. You may remember this from last night. We've got the green light right there. Just go and touch that. Yep, just like that. That's what we're doing.
Jamie, anything on the flare over here?
So we've got that. It looks like you're already familiar with it. On the ground, in front of the second cell, we have kind of a purplish lantern object. All you need to do is go touch around it, and that should light up and go like yellows, green, blues. It'll change once you know. So very similar to the concept of the green light. Over here, up in the snow, we have what's called a red light. That's got the red light. If you just reach out and touch over that antenna, as close to that antenna as you can, it'll change color, make a noise, and know we're there. Now, if you're outside the snow, we've got the purple lights here on the ground. Similar concept, just go by them, touch them, step on them, whatever you want to do, and we'll know you're here. So however you best want to communicate with us, however you're comfortable, we'll give you about 30 seconds. Make those lights change. You can also step in front of the door, where it's snowed cell, and light up some lights. So we'll give you about 30 seconds to decide how you want to communicate.
No, you're good. You can see it.
It's just crooked, okay?
Yeah.
For those of you on the live stream, this leader is at an angle shifting this way, reflecting into his cell. We're looking, of course, for any light anomalies, which would be associated with temperature fluctuations. Unfortunately, I can't prop it up with better, so it's just going to be at that slight angle. But as you can see, if something hot were to pass through, and this is from FLIR, not a ghost reading device, but something that we can use in conjunction with it.
So good job. Looks like someone's trying to touch that green light. Can you go touch it again so you can make it turn yellow? If that's how you want to communicate.
Can you tilt it back just a touch? Yes. Yes. Awesome.
Go touch that green light. Make it turn to red. Looks like you're doing it a little bit. Yep. Keep going. You got to yellow. Keep pushing it.
I'm gonna see what this looks like with the lights off.
Get it to red.
Probably a bit too dark.
Someone's in that second cell. Can you maybe touch the lantern in front of the cell door? We haven't seen that one move tonight, so you can just reach out and touch that.
I think we should do our best to here.
Okay.
Do you have the headphones with you?
I'm
going back to the camera. I can't see it.
You have the headphones.
Okay. Perfect. And the spare box?
I don't have the spirit box. Do you want me to bring it back again?
I guess.
Little bit kind of.
I can bring it back.
I'll run back.
It looks like someone's really trying to touch that green light. You're doing a good job. See if you can do that again. I got it.
That's how fast I am.
Yeah.
So I say you just go sit right there.
So we're going to try something different. So I'm gonna put on some headphones. I've got a little, like, you can call it radio. You can talk into that, and I'll be able to hear it. You know, I'll have headphones on, so I can't hear what Chad or Jamie or Nicole are saying.
Be the voice for that spirit, Jason.
So just speak into this. I won't know what they're saying, but I can hear you. So that way, I'm not telling them what I think the answer should be. There's, kind of a control factor there. So I'll get this set up. Give me just a minute. And then I'll give you, hopefully hear what you have to say.
Raymond Snowden, we believe we chatted with you last night. We encourage you to come back to speak with us again. If you can't see me, follow the sound of my voice. You're requested back at your cell to serve more time for the crime you committed. And ladies, if you guys see the tripwire go off, I should have let you know. Jason's setting up the S-Day session. Now what there is, give you some light there, Jason. I'm just giving you light. Get us set up.
All right, I'm gonna put these headphones on. I can't hear anything that Chad, Nicole, or Jamie are saying.
And hey, I would encourage you to sit right in front of his cell. Let us know what you feel around your neck.
This is Raymond Snowden. I'm gonna set this right here. And I'm just gonna be right here in front of yourself.
Okay. So Raymond or any other spirits, again, please follow the sound of my voice into this room and use Jason as a vessel for your voice. For those of you watching at home, if you have any questions that you want us to relay for an S-Day session, let us know. First of all, if there are any spirits here, please just give us any sign of your presence.
Have the issue. Believe.
What was it? Had to issue? Is that what he said? Believe? What does that mean? Tell us your name.
1960.
Last night when we were here, I went through the decades and asked when they were here. As soon as we got to the 50s and the late 50s is when we finally got a response. Is that the year that you're currently in is 1960? We're in 2024. What do you think about that? How many years did you have to serve in here? What year did you get out?
The world.
The world. It doesn't make much sense to me.
July.
July is when you got out? July of what year?
Neighbors.
Maybe it was July of 1960. We told you our names earlier, just to make sure that we're dealing with something intelligent. Can you repeat back to Jason one of our names? Again, I'm Chad, that's Jamie, Nicole, and Jason. Can you say one of our names back to Jason? All right, you don't have to play by our rules, that's fine. What do you plan on doing when you get out of prison? We understand that there was a prison cat here named Dennis. Are you familiar with the prison cat, Dennis? Unheard? Yeah, the historians here told us he was here for 16 years. Would you have liked to have had a cat while you were here?
Not.
Not a cat guy?
Because cats are worse.
Say that again.
So that's, there's sex at the worst.
I can't understand anyone who would want to have one cat, let alone three. Are you more of a dog person? Boy, look at that EMF detector. Ooh. Did you have a dog at home?
Answer.
Answer. I'd like you to answer. Do you have a question for me? If so, go ahead and ask it. Or for the ladies, I can't imagine.
Back.
Is back? Who's back? Do we have some people coming back in from the courtyard, maybe? If so, knock on one of the cells so we can hear you. Boy, whatever left there.
Can I try something?
Absolutely. Want to check and see if it's that individual K2 that's.
Yeah, because Nicole's hasn't gone off one time. Come on, show us your hair.
Because.
Why? There you go. Okay.
Wow, now that one's coming.
Protocols.
Here in the jail?
Wow, that one's going now too. And you said, Jamie, that one hadn't gone off all night?
Nicole is the one green after she's come back.
Procedure.
On protocol. Procedure protocol.
Wow, both are going nuts.
Oh, you don't like the lanterns. It's not the same.
They should be the same, different manufacturers, but. What's the worst part of being here in prison?
One reason. Both.
I don't know what to make of that.
Reminder.
Remind.
Insiders. Bruce, somebody.
We are looking specifically,
Girls.
there
He
are,
was at a point.
she was what? Are you talking about Jamie and Nicole?
Well, that's not at all. It's like dead over there, but over here, John can be children.
I mean, if it did, it shouldn't while it's off, but if it did, it would just follow down that line.
Yeah.
Not here. Yeah. Specifically, we want to try and talk to Raymond Snowden.
Would you rather a woman talk to you?
Is that an answer?
Wow.
Do you want?
So what do I?
I said, do you want? Like,
Yeah.
do you want a woman to talk to him?
This is different.
In your cell? With a woman?
I can change.
Raymond Snowden killed a woman. That's the reason he was here.
Do you think you have changed? I can keep talking to you. Must be boring in here. Tell me something about yourself. You don't want to talk to me anymore?
This is why.
Why what?
Donkey.
It's not very nice.
Hey, that's gonna be your last word, donkey.
It sounds like a little bit of a.
Do I make you nervous?
He said he could change, but I mean, this is someone who stabbed, killed a woman, severed her spinal cord. That's why I ended up here. Maybe some mixed emotions going on.
It's part.
It's part.
What do you want us to know?
Three.
Wait, didn't Raymond Snowden kill other women too? Or didn't he kill two other people?
You kill 3 women?
Maybe that was good.
Did you?
That keeps going off, and every time I turn away, it'll light up, and I turn towards it, and it goes off again.
Do you not want to
Look at that. Okay.
For weeks.
You've been in here in the dark?
See, every time I turn away, it goes off. I'm going to turn off the light.
Tell us more.
He only had one victim.
He did?
That we know of.
Yeah.
Did you try to kill him?
We have a listener or a viewer that says per Google it was 3 people. I thought it was said that later on it was thought that he killed 2 other people.
Knew it.
You knew what?
What?
Admission.
Admission?
Admitting to us that you
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah. In 2 weeks, you killed 3 people? Women?
It said that he was at one point a suspect in the murder of another woman from Massachusetts who was murdered 15 years prior to the woman that he went to prison for murdering.
Is that true, Raymond?
But it says that the DA felt that the murders were not comparable and
Oh.
eliminated him as a suspect.
What did he say?
No, it's not.
Album? No, it's not. I think he said album. I don't know it's not.
There was a pipe clanking sound a few seconds ago.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that?
In town.
You did this in town?
Are you okay? Yeah, a lot. Are you doing okay?
Yeah, so I'm just thinking if anything was making sense.
Well, I think so.
I think he likes to talk to women.
I'm going to turn on the light.
You want to keep doing this?
What do you think? They seem to be responding to you.
I can keep talking.
It seemed like we were kind of on the track of maybe what, if he had killed 3 people or 1 person.
Oh,
Like you were in a lot answering to me, and then this would always go off
Yeah.
okay.
when I asked a question.
I'll keep going if you're getting.
Let's go for another couple minutes and see if he'll come back.
Okay.
Raymond, we'll give you a couple minutes left and see what happens.
Maybe you just need some gentle flirting.
Are you saying I don't have gentle?
I'm just saying.
Don't answer that. I'm going to turn this off.
There's a woman in a cell needing some answers, wanting to talk, really. Come on.
Real.
Am I a real one? Yes. But I want to talk to you, really. I want to know about your story. You don't have anything to tell me about it? It's wild.
I feel like the energy's starting to build up in here. I say keep going. I think we're gonna get something shortly. Wow, look at that.
Does it help if I sit down a little? How would you want me to talk to me?
19.
Was the girl 19? She was in a bar, right?
Condemns you.
Condemns you? 19 condemns you. I don't know what that means. Boy, both these REM pods are just, or both these EMFs are just lighting up like crazy.
Professionals.
That was outside, and there is a flap on the windows out there that's a metal sheet that gets knocked in the wind. So that one's debunked.
Yeah, but I think we just need so much more from you. Noted. We've got all night. I saw your picture, you sure?
Cooperation.
Cooperation.
Stars. Who?
Said your hands.
Jamie, grab the flare, point it towards me, and look over my left ear. I just feel a breeze going by. Nicole, you can keep talking. Like right here.
I don't see anything specific around you. No judgment out there.
Walked in after.
We walked in after what? I feel like you're trying to tell us.
Did I feel you walking in? Is that why I felt cold over my left ear?
You don't need to answer me, I'll ask. Did you just walk in?
Typical.
Oh. Is that what you said?
Yeah. I feel it again, Jamie. Do you feel it too?
I feel a cold trapped, yeah.
But you don't see anything on it?
No, I don't see anything.
Well, that's good. You're good?
If you're doing videos, we'll just stop and just snap some photos around you.
This window behind us is open
Yeah.
and it's windy.
Yeah. See if anything pops up on a bunch of photos.
A lot. Extra clean.
I like an extra clean mat. That's actually true.
Wow. Lit up the room. Did you just lose your balance?
Well, Yes, I guess.
Okay.
Or, so I don't know.
So you just fell backwards
They did, rapidly, yes.
as that thing lit up to red.
Boise,
Yeah, we're here.
animal.
You're now?
You were.
I am an animal.
So let's give him just another minute or two. And if we don't feel like we make contact, we'll move over to solitary. But Nicole, I'll let you wrap that up however you want to. We got a listener comment wondering if there's any type of like prison game that they would want to be interested in playing while they're here.
That's
Cards or, yeah. Good comment, Jim. I thought I heard something.
Here.
Here? He just said here. I did hear that. I heard you.
you're here.
Jason just said here on S days. And I could have sworn I heard something. He said calling in a new way. I thought I heard like a single faint step.
Right before you turn on the light.
Yeah.
Well, I stepped backwards right next to it.
No, it sounded like it was back here.
Oh.
Like, because I saw you step.
Crazy.
That's a lot of fun.
Great.
Well, you can certainly feel that wind coming right through here.
You're doing great. Now? How's prison for you?
All right, we have one person who's curious if there's any type of games that you would play or would be interested in playing before we leave. Anything you do to pass the time?
Two.
Two?
Recording. Think.
Now's the time. We'll give you just a few more seconds for any final thoughts. If you want me to step out for a few seconds so you can chat with Nicole, we can do that too. But you got to give us a sign for that.
Do you want Chad to go? Should we go? We can just hang out. Gotta think about that.
Maybe we'll come back a little bit later. How about that? Okay, so I say that we pull Jason out. We head over to solitary and finish the live stream with solitary, and then perhaps we can come back after we're done and chat with them. Does that sound good?
Comes.
What was that last one?
What was that last one you said?
Comes.
If anything makes sense.
I don't think so as much towards the end. Um, Nicole, did you fall?
Yeah, like I was like this, and then I did the go push back.
The timing was the same as the K2
I don't,
blowing up again. I mean, it's been going off for a while, but
yeah,
when it was so dark in here and it lit up the room,
yeah,
was the time you
I definitely didn't feel
stumbled
my ankles
backwards,
top or anything.
which you are very accustomed to just because of
Yes.
you and things with that. Do you feel like you were pushed? I mean, I don't want to lead you to that, but
And ultimately, why would I fall? Like,
I saw you fall backwards.
that wasn't intentional.
When the K2 was going off a lot, we even switched K2s because this one hadn't been going off and this one started going off.
This one kept going.
This one kept going off. This one went all the way to red. She was squatted down and fell backwards.
Do you feel like someone maybe pushed or
It
pulled?
wasn't like a normal fall. Like it wasn't like something like, because normally I would go like this, but I like went back.
It was notable enough to where I didn't call it out to be like, oh, hey, you fell backwards. Like,
Yeah.
haha, it's
I
more.
didn't want it to be called out. I definitely like any other fall would have been like forward, you know what I mean, or to the side.
Yes.
I mean, I fall a lot, but never backwards like that. 'Cause
Some, yeah.
pop back like that.
It's just something interesting for sure.
So did the lantern?
The lantern never went off. REM pod never went off. Tripwire never went off. And neither did the motion. Okay, so guys, got another 30 minutes in us
Yeah.
for live stream. Let's go to Siberia. So the next up we would like to go to is to isolation. Let us know what you think so far as we gather up gear. We would love to hear from you. It's a little bit difficult to see me like this. Let's see if I can turn this around. Don't know that I'll be able to. Great, at least. Yeah, we get some light on me. Yeah, let us know what you guys think so far. If you have questions that you'd like to see us ask, we are going over to solitary confinement. Let us know what methods you would like us to use. Now, what did you think about what you just saw? As you can see, there's definitely parts of dead time. Things just don't happen. You don't always see that with our edited videos or with any videos that you watch, and it's just part of the nature of investigating. And certainly we thank all of you who join us live, so that not only you can call out things that you see. Did you make anything out of that essay session that we just saw? We certainly enjoy those essay sessions. We think it eliminates quite a bit of bias. But let us know what you guys think. Okay, as we gather up gear, give you guys the light. Nicole, can I have you carry this meter right here? This one. Oh,
This one?
yes, yeah, this one right there. Thank you.
Such.
Okay, so Nicole's got one. I've got the light, motion activated light, and the REM pod.
So you have a flare and have thank you.
We got FLIR, iPad, and then we have a tripwire
And you want
and
this,
headphones, spirit box. We want that one off. Okay, let's do it.
do we have a walkie?
I think I've got one in my pocket. I have something in my pocket.
Just making sure you have that.
Yeah. Sarah's trying to call us as a spirit's ambushing her.
You did say calling.
Okay, let's let people see what we're seeing. And here we go.
Oh, that's all.
Oh, then what's in my pocket?
Oh, do you want me to hold?
That's on the paid subscription. Yes.
Oh. I got.
Here, I'll turn this to the side and give you a little bit of it.
Let's go to solitary. Let's go hang out.
Okay. We do have some trail cams that we set up in some of these locations, including one right there that will get 2 levels of maximum security on this side and then the same on the other side as well. And we also, in cell block 4, this one was built here that you're seeing now in the 1940s, could house up to 320 inmates. We were in there yesterday, did quite a bit of debunking. If you watched Project Fear, formerly Destination Fear's trip over here, they heard a lot of sounds and they panicked a lot with a lot of those sounds. But, you know, Jason and I'm just trying to flip this camera around. Jason and I, honestly, we spent about an hour yesterday. We debunked a lot of those sounds. So always be careful about what you see and hear. Part of what we try and do is debunk when we can. But we do, again, have trail cams set up in there. Hopefully we're able to catch something, whether it's movement or shadows, which have been captured in there. Hopefully we can go ahead and grab that as well. So, Jen, great comment. Do you know who was in isolation that had the most intense story? They did tell us a story yesterday. It was pretty interesting. So, in Siberia, which was a single person cell with the only daylight coming through ventilation through the top, that one was the most intense. So, people would be sent there for bad behavior. They would not be told at the time that they were in how long they'd be going in there for. Days and weeks could pass and they had no concept of time. They want to be let out. So it was pretty rough. We were told that one of the inmates, I don't recall his name, was given some food and had a spoon with his food and refused to give the spoon back to the guards. The guards said, hey, it eventually got to the point, he kept it for days and weeks. They said, we're going to let you out of here, but you got to give us back the spoon. And he refused to do it. We don't know why. We don't know if he was trying to escape or trying to use it as a shank. 7 months is how long he stayed. Oh yeah, there's a little frog there. 7 months he stayed in there until finally he gave the spoon back. And sure enough, he gave back the spoon and they let him go. But let me show you. Hey, Jason, perhaps let's set up in here. Let me show the people. Now, this is the cooler. This was initially built, you can see here, in 1923, cells could hold up to 5 in each of the 6 rooms. And they're small, but eventually 1 man per room. This is the cooler, and then on the other side is Siberia that I was just referencing. Now, do you have a flashlight where you can set up in here? If I show them Siberia?
Yep.
So why don't you do that, and then I'll come back and set up out here, and I'll give you this light to set up the rest. So let me just show you guys Siberia real quick while Jason and team are setting up. So Siberia is around the outside. Now let me give you guys some perspective. We are in the far back corner, southeast corner of the penitentiary. If you look at a map, this place is massive. Now, where we started was way over here on the other side. The Rose Garden's way over there. We were just all the way on the other side. So this isolation is completely isolated. You look up into the skies, you're not seeing any other buildings, not even here in 2024. It is nothing but mountains and silence. As we go over here into Siberia, this place, from an energy and emotional standpoint, it is intense. It is heavy. You can feel the isolation inside of here. This place is creepy. Cell reception may get a little choppy inside of here, but hang in there with me. Here are the blocks of Siberia. This is where they had received their food. So they had these two radiators for heat, and that's it. No air conditioning. If they were on good behavior, they would open up the central door for a little bit of air, but just awful conditions. Try and get that glare off there so you guys can read this if you like. Sorry, I don't know what the best way to do that is. It's a little bit tricky. You may not be able to read it. So starting here, it said light came in the wicket door if it was open during the early morning hours. The only other light came through a vent hole in the ceiling. The walls were sweaty in the summer and icy in the winter. Radiators in the corridors did little to heat the closed cells. Prisoners knew another week had passed when the chaplain came on Sundays. He read from the Bible, led singing, and shared prison and the gospel. Counting the days was a way of passing the time in solitary, where days and nights, weeks and months blurred together, becoming apparently endless. With little space and nothing to do, inmates spent time sleeping, making up fantasy worlds, pacing, doing calisthenics, playing shouted games of chess or 20 questions, or in withdrawn silence. For some, the isolation of Siberia was too much and resulted in suicide or insanity. Here's a quote from a convicted burglar. When I first came out into the yard, I was an emotional wreck. I couldn't stand noises. Bright lights really bothered me. Sounds of any kind of loud sounds. I was just a bundle of nerves. Another person said, I remember first thing I'd done out of Siberia. I went into the barber shop and I looked into my face. I hadn't seen myself in 7 months. Could you imagine? You get out of Siberia, it's like going home. God, you got daylight and your fresh air. You got a toilet, you know. It's like going home. I just heard something. What is the answer? We'd like to get rid of Siberia, but what can you do? Seems about the only way we can control a man who knows no fear, knows a warden. But I just heard something again, a knock. There's one that's open down there. Welcome to your paranormal investigation. You're going first into Siberia. Look how small that is. All right, you guys ready to see? Let's get scary. It is so dark and so quiet. All right. Let's go back to the group. What do you guys think of Siberia? All right, as we go back here, if you like what you're seeing so far, don't forget to like our video here. We certainly appreciate it, and it certainly helps our channel grow. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel. We would love to have you. Please leave your comments. We get thrills out of responding to you. If you have a piece of paranormal equipment you'd like to see us try, let us know. I'm happy to go out and buy it. And certainly, if you think that a piece of paranormal, what we think is paranormal evidence, could be debunked, I would love to have that conversation with you. Please leave comments on YouTube. We're also on Instagram. You can find us there, and even on TikTok as well at Dr. Ghost Hunters 1. So let's go ahead and finish up our investigation here at the Idaho State Penitentiary in the cooler.
So we've got the girls in there trying to communicate. Nicole's near the back.
She was really doing a fantastic job in the estate session, Jason.
Great.
Making communication.
Maybe they're sick of hearing from us.
I think so. I know.
But in there, we've got the REM pod, the lantern, K2 on top of the radiator, and then the tripwire and the motion sensor.
Perfect.
So,
I do need to switch out the battery on the GoPro. I'm going to run back to base real quick.
okay.
Okay. We're going to just leave this set up here.
We'll let Nicole work her magic.
Can't seem to.
What do you need?
Just trying to tilt this down just a hair. There we go. Oh, that didn't do what I wanted.
Oh, no.
For me, just trying to hold it.
Yeah.
Or we can.
I just don't know if you can go back in there. Yeah. Let's just have you hold it.
Okay.
I just don't think you can go in there with the service.
No.
Okay. Okay. You got it?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. I'll be back. You need anything else from me?
Nope. If there's anyone in there, can you touch that red light? Just let us know you're there. Or the purple light, or the green light.
Temperature?
I think so. If you're touching that red light, you're doing a good job. Really try and touch that antenna that's sitting right by that red light. See if you make it turn purple or, oh, I see you're touching the green light.
Q2 is.
Good job. Very good. Now you're turned red.
So you're telling me it is creepy. I mean, we're in here to hang out. It's fun. I'm here to keep you company.
Do you guys feel like it's getting colder or changing temperature in there?
There's no wind blowing.
Whoever's making that red light and the green light go off, you're doing a good job. I think we know you're here. Were you one of the inmates that was sent to this cooler? Were you a guard that maybe had to guard the roommates or inmates? Or do you want to talk to Nicole and Jamie and have me be quiet? They're just lit up. Okay, I'll let Nicole and Jamie take over.
Lantern's flashing over here. So you like to talk to girls, do you? Jamie, do you have anything to say?
Don't.
It's really strange.
Maybe the air coming in through the doorway.
Just a second. Can you feel a thing?
Oh.
Okay. Like someone's got something to say.
You don't want to talk to me.
Anything going on?
You seem to be responding to Nicole. You've had the temperature on the REM pod go off a few times. The K2 on the radiator's gone off a few times.
That was really
They were responding a little bit more in maximum when we turned off the lights.
You guys okay if I turn off the lights?
Yeah, of course.
Here, I'll get it in just a second.
So they can always want to talk some intimate language.
All right, here's the light off. Oh boy, so let's back up a little bit so that we
Yeah.
get the tripwire.
I feel like
That's a good question from Jen. Unwanted guests follow you home. Let's talk about that when we're done. We'll wrap up with that one. Sarah, make sure to throw that back up when we're done. The K2 just went off.
in here. Still. You want to talk to us out here? This would have done. Like, yeah. Hey. Do you like your voice?
That is Nicole walking around the back with that K2, if you see that green light moving.
Good call.
They seem to be strong. No, that it's creepy.
If you like having Jamie and Nicole in there, you better communicate or we're going to go somewhere else to investigate.
Come on, you're doing things before. that's really bad.
Come on, show the ladies what you can do.
Oh, good idea.
See this green light?
Chad is getting out the flare.
Might be dead. So-
Kind of. Oh, okay, something.
Yeah, picking it up.
It doesn't. Come on, we want fun things. No? Maybe we haven't said the mood right.
Do you want us to find some music?
But, I mean, I'm in the mood to chat. There's gotta be something here.
Maybe you guys can use your ability to touch something else in this room instead of that.
Yeah, that's right. Is that just like you want to yell?
So we are coming up on the 2 hour mark of the live stream. So let's give the spirits maybe just a minute or two. If we don't get anything, we'll wrap up.
Turn that off and turn it back on.
Sure.
The room pod? Yeah.
I don't know. You're making a lot of noise.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to give you just a couple of seconds. Make any noise.
I'm gonna set it back further
Okay.
away from that. Can you see it still?
Yeah.
Yep.
Any famous last words?
Is anybody here with us? Anything on the flare?
Nothing. Might be time to pronounce the time of death.
All right, you want me to? Okay, we're gonna turn back
Wrap
the
it?
light on.
Okay. So let's do this. So as we wrap up here the investigation, we had one final question that popped up from a viewer if we've ever had stuff follow us home. So Jason, have you ever had something follow you home?
Thankfully, no.
Jamie, have you ever had anything follow you home?
No.
No. I don't believe I've ever had anything follow me home. I have had some very interesting dreams after particularly sessions through the REM pod or the spirit or through the Estes message or the spirit box that when they call out my name, which has happened repeatedly, it happened again yesterday. And I tend to have very bizarre dreams that night. Probably write that off as me freaking myself out, but I don't know. It's part of this unknown world that we're trying to figure out. So otherwise, I don't think that I've ever had anything follow me home. Of course, you see Jason and I wearing our amethysts that, Sarah gets us to help with protection, and wear bracelets. We got these from Dave Schrader from his shop. Go check out his shop, paranormal60.com. You can get these and help with protection of things coming home with us. So, all right, I think that concludes it. Jamie and Nicole are going to keep going with their investigation, I think. Jason, any final words here at the Idaho State Penitentiary?
I think we've had some interesting occurrences. We need to go back through the evidence and see, but
We plan a little peek behind the curtains for you who have finished watching this live. All the investigations that we're doing this spring, I'm going to make full videos out of all of them, all the stuff that you've seen and that you haven't seen, because we try to investigate before and after we show you this live stream. You're going to get our original action-packed, hard-hitting, and also comical videos, and they're going to be coming out, we think, this fall in time for Ghostober. We certainly appreciate everyone who has stuck around. Again, please like, subscribe, share, leave comments down below, no matter what they are. It kind of helps us grow. I'll tell you this, we have been trying to get here for the last year and a half. And so it's been amazing being here the last 2 days. Can't wait to go through the evidence and show you guys a good product. We certainly appreciate everyone who's joined us. Think until next time, happy hunting.